Hey everybody, I'm Lindsay Keaton, and I found an article on student self-assessment. It's the key to stronger student motivation and higher achievement. I wrote down some of the key factors of the article, some of the things I liked, and I'm kind of an old video student, so I'm probably going to throw some slides in there because that's what I do. Alright. In the article, it talked about what is self-assessment. Student assessment is the process when students monitor and evaluate the quality of their thinking and behavior when they're learning. And then it identifies strategies to improve their understanding and their skills. Students identify their learning performance strategies when you provide feedback for them to themselves based on the standards that you provide for them, the criteria you provide for them, and the steps or the plan that you provide to help them enhance their learning. The self-assessment process is self-monitoring. It's a skill necessary for effective self-assessment. It involves focused attention to some aspect of behavior or thinking. Self-monitoring students pay deliberate attention to what they are doing, often in relation to external standards. And then it had this cool little quote in there. It says, according to Rollheiser and Ross, students who are taught self-evaluation skills are more likely to persist on difficult tasks, be more confident about their ability, and take greater responsibility for their work. The article then goes on and talks about the theoretical rationale for enhancing self-assessment. It gives me 3 areas, which is the cognitive and constructivist theories of learning and motivation, the metacognition theory, and self-efficacy theory. The first theory, it says that the student self-monitoring of learning and thinking is important in knowledge construction that lies at the heart of the theory. Students organize, evaluate, and internalize when learning, and self-assessment is part of that process. They must connect new knowledge, understandings, and skills with what they've already stored and used. It also talks about their mastery goal and how a student has to focus on what's at hand and use what they know and what they've already learned for that specific task. It also talks about performance goals, how they want to know that the final score or grade that they receive receives more attention than attaining improved understanding. The orientation promotes negative self-concepts about ability to perform. So basically they're saying the mastery goal is way more important than the performance goal. The performance goal makes the monitoring and evaluation of learning external, and the mastery goal makes the process of monitoring and evaluating to some extent internal. Then it goes on to metacognition. It includes conscious control of specific cognitive skills such as checking understanding, predicting outcomes, planning activities, managing time, and switching to different learning activities. The next one would be the self-efficacy, and it involves students estimating what they can do and the likelihood of successful performance. And then it lists the things that a teacher should do. So it says clear learning targets and criteria. Establish clear learning targets to help students understand what and why they should learn what they're learning, and participate in developing evaluation criteria and quality benchmarks, which actually talked about letting students get involved and letting them work on their appropriate level and let them have a choice in what they're doing. Sit down with the teacher as a class and say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I expect of you, what do you want and what do you expect of me? And then it said in addition, providing evaluation criteria through rubrics, models, or anonymous examples helps students understand outcomes and expectations. The article then goes on to talk about self-evaluation. It talks about, once the students have the understanding, what's the goal, what do I need to accomplish, letting them self-evaluate, letting them turn in their work to you, provide them feedback, and then let them use that feedback to get better at what they're doing. Students must be able to make adjustments to their work prior to the grade evaluation, which also allows them to react to the feedback and adjust their strategies through the rubrics, through the forms, and through the visual organizers. So the summary of the whole article was students who self-monitor, self-evaluate, and identify correctives to learn enhances their motivation and achievement. And then I came up with 3 questions. The 3 questions were, do you feel as though self-assessment is being implemented in today's classrooms? When a teacher establishes a clear learning target, do you feel as though that is helpful to the students, and why? The article says that after a student has completed a project, that they would turn it in for submission, and it would be returned to them with suggestions for adjustments. The student would then make adjustments and then turn it in for final grading. Do you think this is a good idea? So that was the article that I read. I enjoyed it because it was kind of basically what we've been learning in the class, and things that I see why students do so well. When you have those things given to you, when you have a rubric given to you, when you have teachers that push you the way that this article explains, you do learn to self-assess. You do learn to sit there and make your own goals and do what the teachers desire you to do. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.